Well, our position as UNICEF is crystal clear. Every child, every innocent child being killed in the brutal war in Syria is a child too many. How a child is being killed doesn't matter too much. What is most of concern for us is that children continue being the victims of a brutal war that is not of their making. It has been going on for 7 years, but it goes on unabated. We have last week spoken out on over 9 children being killed in Idlib. Over the last couple of days, we have seen the evidence of, again, children suffering dramatically in Douma, in East Ghouta, and all of that suffering comes on top of 7 years of deprivation, children not any longer going to school, children deprived of essential health services, children deprived of their childhood. So simple it is. Well, what our people on the ground are doing is addressing the suffering of children. Indeed, let us not necessarily repeat the images that have gone viral. It is evident that the children are suffering very much, or people are helping to at least alleviate some of that suffering, or people do not question, or it's not their first question, what is the source of the suffering. What is important for us is the suffering as such, and to help guaranteeing immediately that we can alleviate that suffering from the children. Well, let me be very clear. In 7 years of war, we have not seen any of the fighting parties in Syria respecting a single second the sacred principle of protection of children under all circumstances. A principle that is sacred, that you will find in every single religion, that you will find in every single constitution, that you will find in international human rights and humanitarian law. A sacred principle that none of the parties have respected, but also those countries with an influence over the fighting parties have not found important enough to make this brutal war, a war on children, stop. What I hope the Security Council will do this afternoon, what every single member of the Security Council will do this afternoon, is think about their own children, their grandchildren, the children of their friends, their beloved, and ensure that any decision made this afternoon will be a decision where they have the interest of these children at heart, where they have the interest of the millions of Syrian children at heart, millions of children in Syria who have suffered in an incredible way of a war that is none of their making. The war is a making of the adults. The war is not the responsibility of children. Unfortunately, the children are suffering first and are amongst those who suffer most. That needs to end. And just thinking from a children's perspective, their own children's perspective, may lead to that decision that will help not only the children a way forward, but that may help Syria as a country to a brighter future.